Okay, welcome to everyone who might be watching. So I'm going to start part 2 of this sort of homestead fantasy style song. I'm going to go ahead and play it for you real quick so you can get an idea of what we're working with. And then I'll continue from here. We only got about 40 seconds. I'm hoping to kind of really expand it, but now that we got kind of all the instruments set up, it should go a little bit faster. Alright, so that's all we have from so far. So I did run and freeze all these tracks real quick just to make sure everything would work. I'm going to unfreeze these ones that I'm about to use. There's these guys here too. I think I want to kind of double or copy these chords again, but then change up that very last chord. Oh, it's frozen stuff. What was I required for a second here? So this chord right here, I want to change this one up. So it goes G, right on here. I think it might not be reading the keyboard here. 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so it goes from G major to E minor to E major. So there's a possibility of bringing it down to D major here. I'm going to experiment with a few different chords here. And grab a circle of fifths. Okay, here's one. Pull screen there for a second. So we have G major bouncing to E major. So they're kind of 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. So maybe C sharp major. Let's see. So G major. What is voice thing? Okay, so I was thinking it went from E major here, but it goes, so this is G, and this is E major, and then this is G again. So we gotta find a transition from G to change it up a little bit. We can try going, because G to E major goes forwards, so we can try going backwards. 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, B flat major. Let's see. I kind of like that because it's not really what you're expecting, which is kind of what I want here. Add that little sense of mystery. But then we should resolve it back into one of these. Actually, maybe not. I gotta unfreeze this. Okay, and then I wanted to add a melody line. I do kind of have it here in the male choir here. That is, I think that's coming in a little late. The reason that sometimes happens is with the legatos, it takes time to transition from one note to another, and so you have to basically add in a playback offset or a delay compensation, depending on what DAW you're using. They have different names, but it's the same thing, where you just basically send it backwards 100 milliseconds, and then it should line right up. It does kind of depend on, make sure. So you can't hear the metronome, which it just doesn't run through the streaming for some reason, but I will go ahead and make sure that lines up real quick, and then we'll move on. Still just a little bit late. It could also be because these aren't quite triggering consistently, so if you push it back. Yeah, I could add a solo vocal. I think that would sound really good with this. The Elven vocal I had. Oh, is it gonna crash? Okay, good. Elven vocals. It's too low. I gotta jump up an octave for the elf. I think I can just modulate it. Yeah, so when there's existing mod wheel stuff like this or expression stuff, sometimes when you try to record over it, it freaks out. So I have to do it manually here. Again, I forgot I hit the monitor button. Again, her vocal is coming in a little late. I think the plugin usually actually says, yeah, so 300 milliseconds here. So it just means we gotta push it back about 300 milliseconds. Well, it was close to that already. I was also thinking about throwing in maybe a clarinet or an oboe to double that up. I want to try clarinet because clarinets tend to be a little warmer than oboes are. I can do a blend here. Sometimes the presets don't quite work. There we go. Especially these Musio ones sometimes take a second to... Ooh. Yeah, so what I can do is, because basically the vocals go... I can add like an extra harmony line with the clarinet here. So at one point, both these notes will be playing. One with the vocal, B will be played here with the vocal, and the A will be played with the clarinet. And then we'll resolve back into this B here. See if that sounds okay. being put through the reverb. Then I can add a harmony line to this. One thing with harmonies is I feel like when I was a beginner, I would always harmonize every single note. Like basically just write the melody again, but lower. And I think it sounds better if you don't. Like if you only do it for some of the notes. And then if your harmony line doesn't have the exact same rhythm as your melody, that can add a little more interest to it too. And make sure it cuts all the way off by bar 3. One thing that I've seen other people say on tutorials is that when you write woodwinds, you have to leave spots for breaths. I think that's not actually completely true, and the reason is well, I've been in band classes, and what you do is if you have, let's say you have a clarinet section, right? There's 6 clarinets, 2 play the first part, 2 play the second part, 2 play the third part. You just basically take turns breathing, so you don't have to write any breaths into the part. Sometimes it's nice to have like a little break, but if you talk about that it's not realistic, if you don't have any breaths or any breaks within the woodwind part, that's not entirely true. Woodwinds can play forever, they just take turns breathing. Just a fun trivia for you there. I think I might try to add in some alto flutes. Oh, I should probably actually check my Twitch comments real quick. Perfect. sharp. Or B. Something's not quite lining up here. Yeah, sometimes when the chord sounds too complex, it's because you got too many notes that are right next to each other. The cool thing in Reaper is you can view multiple MIDI items at the same time. It makes it kind of easy just to tweak like that. I think it's okay to have notes close to each other, but maybe not necessarily for the long term, if that makes any sense. So you just put them close together as a point of tension, and then it has to kind of resolve to open back up nicely into that chord. I think it went into B flat major, so you can play F as much as I try to play. Sure, I got the triggers correctly. I'm gonna have to record the mod wheel. Okay, and one thing we can do is in the second half, I think I want a bit of a brass ensemble to accompany that, just so it feels a little bit bigger. Brass ensemble, mellow. I might have to tweak it just so it voices correctly, but Brass, you generally have to spread out a little bit more than strings, just because it's a little bit more of a wide sound. This might actually be okay though. Let's see. That second chord coming so much louder than the first one does. Oh, I think, yeah, it's got expression and modulation already built into it. I'm gonna re-record the expression and modulation for this one, just to make sure it sounds okay. We gotta hit that monitor button again. Okay. And then I can add in a solo horn that can like double up with the choir. Do the expression and modulation again, just to make sure that everything fits in nicely. Then I feel like it wants to go back into the yeah, so it's just G major again. think I can just copy it over to the other instruments here. Wonder if I can add like some sort of string run or harp glissando or something. Well, probably not a string run because we haven't really had kind of moving string. I mean, we've had very sustained strings so far, but maybe a harp gliss. G major. Well, actually, the gliss would be right in here just to build up the tension. So this is B flat major. So then the harp glissando. And I picked the perfect one. Oh, look, I have a little information page here. Let's see. I got this. Oh, okay. Full range up slow, full range down slow, full range cross slow. We probably want, I want mid range up slow. So that's and then I might even add like a cymbal swell and then I'll roll from the timpani. I think this one is from Albion 1. Being sent to the reverbs. And I already had a temp roll here, yes. I gotta unfreeze it here. Doesn't grow quite enough. Oh well, it's not even playing it right now. I definitely need something to cover the bass because this last chord really needs to be full. So I need a tuba. Probably for part 2. Okay, I'm going to need to add a lot of layers to this chord in order for it to fill out like it's supposed to. So we'll start with low strings. Sustains. Let's see if it's just a string ensemble sustains here. Yeah, vibrato makes it sound a little bit bigger. Oh, it's crashing on me. Alright, looks like it crashed. I do save it quite frequently though, so it should be okay. I'm just going to pause the stream for a second while I pull the new one back up.